Well, let me see. The smoking policies do not differ a lot. Though I would say the number of, especially the number of women smoking is considerably less. Men, not quite. I would say it's quite close, the number of people smoking. That's my impression. Smoking policies are, the smoking is not banned on the streets. Cafes and restaurants are left to decide if there are smoking places or not. I think my rising concern was the worsening of my voice. I sing in the band, and our concert is coming in like a few weeks, so I decided to quit at least till we have the concerts, and then we will see. Hopefully it will last more than that. I was a stupid kid. It kind of was, it was out of curiosity. It wasn't because of my friends. We all decided at the same time, so all of us, like, no one influenced each other on it. I was trying to quit smoking a lot of times, and 2 of them I can consider successful, because one time I was not smoking for more than a year, and the other time I was not smoking for about 5 months. The best advice would be just not to start, but if it's too late for you, the main engine of you starting and quitting smoking is yourself. So you should just rely on yourself, and if you're really willing, it's possible to quit.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from?
You can't smoke in or on the patio areas of the restaurant. Yeah, you have to go outside in the parking lot or somewhere not where people aren't eating, and where they're not, somewhere where it's away from people who are enjoying the atmosphere. I mean, I understand all over Europe, more or less Western Europe, smoking is becoming more and more prohibited in areas where you eat and where you drink and socialize. I don't think the laws can really make a person want to smoke or make a person not want to smoke. I mean, I think it has more to do with personal preference and the culture surrounding it. Like, it's, I mean, there are a lot of smokers in the States, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I just think it's something about the national culture. It's something intrinsic. I don't really know exactly what it is, so I can't really put a finger on it. But it has something to do with maybe the individualism of the. I don't want to say we're less influenced by peer pressure, but when I was 18, I bought a pack of cigarettes and I smoked it, and then I didn't get addicted, so I never really took it up as a hobby per se. But when you come here at 17, you're very impressionable, and you see all these older kids who are doing it, and yeah, you think, why not? I mean, if they're doing it and it doesn't seem to be harming them, you know, why not try it out? And I mean, it's something that, like, to take a break from studying, you know, you give yourself an excuse, I need a smoke break, and you go out. And yeah, I think it has a lot to do with primarily social pressure.
We're not allowed to smoke, but we have our very strict families and family values. That's why we're not smoking so openly, and even though it's very cheap in our country, like 2 times cheaper than here, we don't smoke a lot. Okay. I noticed that here people usually drink coffee, and with coffee a cigarette is just fine. And in our culture we don't usually consume coffee, we usually drink tea, you know. That's why we don't think that we need cigarettes. I've been smoking for 2 years, and then I realized that it's not healthy, and I quit it. But sometimes when, you know, it's social pressure and all my friends are smoking, I just cannot, I'm not strong enough when I'm smoking too. Sometimes, but very rarely. Don't do it one by one. Just suddenly, you know, bet with yourself, can I do it or not? And shape your character, you know, because sometimes people are so lonely and they want to talk a lot, that's why they're smoking.
If I would be talking about 2 years ago what was going on in Armenia, I would say no, the difference is really huge. In Armenia, less people are smoking, but nowadays everything is changing. Before that, women would be smoking also in Armenia, but they would be hiding it. But right now, everything is changing. People do not treat others who smoke like, I don't know, they are the evils of society, so they accept them. Yeah, I might say it's a Western influence, just like the same way if you would see a woman driver, and nowadays it's like, oh, she's cool, she's driving, and it's like modern woman. In Armenia, as long as I have been to all these places, pubs, clubs or something, we never have this policy not to smoke. But for example, if in a restaurant there is an area especially for smokers and area especially for non-smokers, and if you start smoking in non-smoking area, of course you're gonna get fined, or I don't know, some remark would be about that. But other than that, nothing.
You're not allowed to smoke inside of restaurants or inside of any public place. There are just certain bars where you can get a permit when it's one room, but you have to be a member of the bar. It's kind of complicated. But generally it's not allowed to smoke inside when other people can be there. Most people really appreciate it because it's so disturbing when people on the next table are smoking and you are eating. So I think it's good. Only I think smoking policies in Bulgaria are ridiculous because on some tables there are signs that you're not allowed to smoke, but on the next table you are allowed, and it just doesn't matter. I mean, then they can allow it everywhere.